Hello everyone. Tonight we will listen to Othello by William Shakespeare. Let me know what time you are watching this video. This is a gentle retelling of Othello, spoken in the tone of a bedtime story, calming, slow, and with soft simplicity. Relax, close your eyes, and let the story drift you off to sleep. Once upon a time, in the beautiful and bustling city of Venice, there lived a noble general named Othello. Othello was a man of great courage and wisdom. Though he was not originally from Venice, he was a Moor, a man of African descent. His bravery and leadership in battle earned him the highest respect from the people of the city. His voice was deep and gentle, and his heart was full of honor. Othello had fallen in love with Desdemona, the kind and intelligent daughter of a Venetian nobleman named Brabantio. Desdemona was known for her grace and honesty. She saw in Othello not a foreigner, but a soul rich with stories and strength. The two shared tender moments where Othello would recount the tales of his adventures, of deserts crossed, battles fought, and wonders seen. Desdemona listened with awe, her heart drawn ever closer to his. They married in secret, for they feared what her father might think. And when Brabantio learned of their union, he was furious. He believed Othello must have tricked his daughter with magic or charms. But when brought before the Duke and the council, Othello spoke calmly and clearly, explaining the love between him and Desdemona. Desdemona herself stood up with great poise and affirmed that she had married Othello freely and with love. The Duke, seeing their sincerity, approved the marriage. At the same time, news arrived of trouble in Cyprus. The Turks were threatening the island. Othello was asked to take command of the Venetian forces, and he prepared to depart. Desdemona, devoted to her husband, asked to accompany him, and her wish was granted. Among Othello's officers was a man named Iago. Outwardly, Iago was friendly and helpful, but inside, he was filled with envy. He had hoped to be made Othello's lieutenant, but that honor had gone to a young and polite officer named Cassio. Iago's pride was hurt, and he plotted revenge. "I follow him to serve my turn upon him," Iago whispered to himself. He was a master of manipulation and began to weave a web of lies. He convinced a foolish man named Roderigo, who was in love with Desdemona, to help him. Iago promised Roderigo that he could win Desdemona's heart if only Othello were out of the picture. Once in Cyprus, a great storm scattered the Turkish fleet. The threat was gone, and peace returned. But Iago was just beginning his mischief. He got Cassio drunk, knowing the young man could not handle his wine, and caused a fight. Othello, disturbed by the commotion, demoted Cassio. Cassio was devastated. Iago pretended to be Cassio's friend, and suggested he speak with Desdemona to plead his case. Desdemona, always kind, agreed. She spoke often to Othello, asking him to forgive Cassio, but Iago took these moments and twisted them. He planted ideas in Othello's mind. Perhaps Desdemona cared too much for Cassio. Perhaps something more was happening. To make matters worse, Iago stole a precious handkerchief that Othello had given Desdemona, a symbol of their love. He placed it in Cassio's lodgings, where it would be found. When Othello saw Cassio with the handkerchief, his heart filled with doubt and sorrow. Day by day, Iago's poison spread. Othello, once calm and noble, grew restless and jealous. He began to lose his peace of mind. He questioned Desdemona, who had no idea why he was troubled. Her confusion only made him more suspicious. Emilia, Iago's wife and Desdemona's attendant, noticed the changes in her mistress. She saw Desdemona growing more afraid, and Othello growing more cold. She did not yet know the full story, but she felt unease in her heart. One evening, Othello confronted Desdemona. She wept, begged him to speak plainly, but Othello, lost in a storm of falsehoods, believed she had betrayed him. In the quiet night, in their chamber lit only by a faint lantern, he took her life, whispering that it was justice. Then Emilia entered and discovered what had happened. Horrified, she cried out and told the truth. She revealed that Iago had asked her to steal the handkerchief, and she never knew what he meant to do with it. The truth came crashing down. Othello, hearing this, was struck with unbearable grief. He realized Desdemona had always been faithful. He had been fooled by a man he trusted. Othello spoke one last time to those around him. He asked to be remembered as a man who loved too deeply, not wisely, and with his heart shattered, he ended his own life beside the woman he loved. Iago was arrested, his crimes revealed. Cassio was given the governorship of Cyprus, and Emilia's bravery was honoured. So ends the tale of Othello, a story of love, jealousy, honour, and deception. A story that reminds us how dangerous envy can be, and how precious trust and understanding are. Now, breathe slowly, let your thoughts soften, and let the tale drift gently into dreams. Good night.